welcome to Chitchats and Crowns. My name is Melly, and I'm here to help you in all questions that you might have about manifesting, quantum shifting, quantum leaping, and anything that has to do with manifestation. Just leave me your questions here. I do these lives for free on my Discord. Hi, guys. How are you doing today? All right, let me see. I see someone wrote something. Okay, it says, hello. Right now, I finally feel great in my current state. I just wanted to ask, even though I'm feeling good about where I am and I'm flowing with it, and I know that my manifestation has either already come or will come, and I know that for a fact, how do I build conviction? I keep telling myself that if it's a law, it has to work. But aside from that, how do I develop real conviction? You just did by knowing that it's a fact, that it has to come. That's conviction right there. You don't have to build it, you already have it. And it's something that you just have. It's not something that you're like, oh, let me do X, Y, and Z to have that conviction. You already have it by saying that I know for a fact it's going to come. Like it is. Like the law has to work. That's conviction. That's a decision. You don't really have to do or take any action or take any steps to build it. It's just it's done. Like there's nothing for me to do other than live my life right now and be more present in my life and just enjoy my life. That's all you're doing. It's let me go back to my life. Let me enjoy my life. Let me enjoy my present. And then all I have to do is just whenever the subject comes to my mind, I already have it. It's done. I already have it. It's mine. I have it right now. And I see proof of it. I see proof that I have it. I see proof that I have it. That's it. Nothing more than that. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. You're welcome. Do you guys have any other questions? Oh, send me questions. I just remember I have to send an audio to one of my client to one of the one-on-one coaching clients that I have. I forgot about that. I try to send some audio for my coaching clients, keep them motivated and disciplined. Do you guys have any other questions? And I think we do get caught up in what else do we really need to do. But if you notice, when you manifest things that you do not want, you're not really taking any action towards it, or you're not really doing a lot to manifest things that you don't want. It's just that you have told yourself that negative story so much. You emotionally charge that negative story that you keep seeing more of it, and you do it in the easiest way possible because you're not constantly thinking, let me affirm for this negative stuff to show up, and yet it shows up. It's the same principle. There's nothing, it's not harder to manifest things that you want with things that you don't want. It's just that we put way more focus on things that we do not want because sometimes we think, oh, it's in our face. So it's hard to not think about the negative aspect of things if it's in our face, but that's not true. You had to be entertaining that negative thought for a lot longer than you realize in order for it to show up in your current reality. Because whatever's showing up in your current reality is not showing up just because it's been entertained long enough for you to be seeing it right at this moment. And the problem is, the more you entertain it, the more you focus on it, the less it will go away. I am thinking of changing jobs because my current doesn't fit me. Would you take days off to get out of the mess? I wouldn't even call it a mess because that's already putting a negative connotation to what you're trying to do. So I wouldn't even do that. I would be like, you know what? Let me see what my new identity is, who I want her to be. And then I will start first writing out, okay, who am I? What is she, who is she right now in that new job that she wants? She's in a job that fulfills her. She's in a job that she loves waking up to go to that job. She loves doing the work that she's doing. Even if I don't know what I'm going to be doing, I do want to write down what experiences I want to have in order to align to that version. So then after all of that, after I write down what I want or what that identity is going to be like, what does she need to think? What does she need to act like? And then I need to realize how am I acting right now? Am I being a Debbie Downer? every time I go into whatever it is that I'm doing in the current job, so I can change that, because I already have to be acting as the new person who already has it. And I need to start thinking as the new person who already has it. So after I'm done with that, then I would ask myself the question that you're asking me. Would I take days off to rethink, to rest, and to finally, and to, with the new identity of me, be taking days off so she can apply to other jobs or to see what's out there? And if the answer is yes, then yes, I would do it. I would do it from the new identity of me, but I would do it once I know who that is. Because right now you're coming from an identity of lack by saying, so I can get out of this mess. So you're focusing on what you hate, but you're not focusing on what you want. So at the end of the day, even if you take days off, you're gonna be very not non-productive by taking those days off instead of being productive, because you're coming from a state of lack and not from a state of already having. I would not take the days off until I'm clear on the identity of who I want to be, and I start thinking from that identity for at least a week, so that the following week where I take the days off, I'm going to be doing stuff from that identity, because then I'm going to be thinking from that identity that, oh, I need to start applying for new jobs. I'm going to start creating my resume. You're going to get more downloads and you're going to get more opportunities when you're coming from that new identity rather than from this lack identity, because you're already calling it a mess. So you're not going to see opportunities, you're going to see messy. So I will not take days off until I have already set my mindset to being someone with a new job for at least a week, where I'm already feeling like I already have a new job. This is the new me, loves her new job, etc., etc. I am being in the state of wish fulfill most of the time. When 3D triggers me, I just keep on repeating that it's already done. I do feel anxiety, but still just keep repeating it, and it does not feel real, or it feels like it's difficult to get. Am I doing it correctly? How long has it been that you've been doing that? It really should only take a week where you feel like it's fake. And then probably 2 weeks. By the end of the second week, you should already start feeling it real. It already starts to feel like comfortable. It already starts to feel normal for you to tell yourself that new story. So if it hasn't been 2 weeks, if it's been more than 2 weeks, I would worry. If it's been more than 2 weeks that you've been doing that you've been like telling yourself the new story and still feels fake, then I would be worried. And then I would probably seek some EFT to calm anxiety. Or Brad Yates has another EFT that says feel it real. So if it's more than 2 weeks, I would worry. If it hasn't been 2 weeks, then I wouldn't worry. Hi, Melly. How are you, girl? Hi, I'm doing great. Very blessed. I can't complain. I have like 2 weeks to go on my vacation, and it's gonna be amazing because it's gonna be with my mom, my boyfriend, even my brother's going. So I'm so excited because we're gonna be doing so much stuff, and I'm just very excited. I'm like super, super excited. So I'm very blessed. I cannot complain. Been very blessed with my income too. Been having new clients. Been having new clients on my consulting business. Also, a lot of new clients on the coaching side of things too. I got some really good clients for the one-on-one coaching that I'm enjoying working with. So it's really cool. Melly, do you listen to any affirmation tape at night? Not anymore. I think it's been a few months since I haven't heard any affirmation tapes at night. I do possibly listen to them like when I'm driving and I'm not doing anything else. I might put one on or affirmation thing for a few minutes, but I just haven't had the need to put them at night anymore. I don't know, I just haven't felt like it, like I need it. But sometimes I will put one on like when I'm doing like stuff for work, like that I'm doing for like my business, or when I'm like not when I'm like just want to put background stuff. I rather put something productive like that than listen to anything else. But not at night anymore. I think I did. Wait, I think I did listen to just one, and I did it for fun because I think I usually listen to cartoons while I'm going to sleep, and then the cartoon thingy like got off, and I didn't want to put it back on. So I listened to a Dylan James, and then I came back to Dylan James again. And I did put a Dylan James, and it was like, I think it was, I don't remember what it was. It was a night Dylan James, and I just left it on that night, but it was that one time. And it was really good though, because I woke up. I like Dylan James because every time I listen to Dylan James, he just has a soothing voice, so it doesn't disrupt my sleep. And I think that was one time that I listened to it, and I think it was when I posted to you guys, oh, listen to this Dylan James affirmation tip because it was really good. And I listened to it that night, and then the next morning I woke up really good from listening to his stuff. But I listened to Dylan James like money stuff, money affirmations when I'm like doing like random stuff and I just want to put background stuff on while I'm doing things. I am trying to reach a certain level of income right now. So I am trying to see, should I listen to Dylan James or should I listen to High Frequency Guru? Because like I have a certain income in my mind right now. And I've been EFT tapping to remove the limiting beliefs for that income, see the income number that I have in mind. So now it's just a matter of like me repeating the story over and over of me making that income, and which I am. But then I feel like, you know what, maybe I should listen to some affirmations in the background while I'm like not doing much. But I also don't feel like I have to do anything, to be honest. I feel like I'm normalizing the story of me making that kind of income. Like it doesn't feel like fake anymore because I've been repeating it for so long right now. I've been repeating it for maybe like a few months, like 2 months already, where I've been repeating that over and over the new story. And I've been really like tapping out like the limiting beliefs about me. So it's like I'm like, I feel like I don't need to do anything more. How did you change your identity, Melly? I'm constantly changing it because your identity, it constantly changes based on your desires. Because I constantly have to evaluate depending on, let's see, I work on like big desires, right? I don't work on little desires to change my full identity. So I work on big desires. And so that requires to me, it requires a big identity change. When I am working on big desires like leaving my job, having a business, or making money in a span of minutes, like I had to do like a big identity haul. Like I had to overhaul it. Like I had to like change many things that that I felt comfortable with because you feel comfortable where you're at because you've been doing it for so long, and you've been thinking about your identity for in that way is for so long that it feels difficult to change all of that like in one sitting. So that's why I usually work on big desires as they come, but I really ask myself, do I really want this? Because it does require a lot of mental work, a lot of mindset work, and it does require for me to change. I have to want to change that in order for me to step into that new version of already having. So with my SB, I had to change and drop a lot of things that I was used to thinking and believing and being, that it feels very difficult at first. So I've been changing my identity as my desires have been showing up. So I changed my identity for my SP, like to be in a version that is able to be loved, to be worshipped, to be cared for, to be adored, to feel safe in our relationship. So I worked on that first, right? I worked on that first and changed my identity for that. Then I worked on my and changing my identity for removing debt because I had a lot of debt. I had $43,000 worth of debt. So I changed my identity in that because I had a lot of things to change about myself when it came to me having debt because I thought it was normal to have debt. So I had to change how I thought and how I walked, how I talked when it came to debt. Then I changed my identity when I wanted to have a work from home job. And I had to change my identity in that, how I thought that my boss perceived me as, and how I viewed that it was difficult to have a remote job. Then I didn't want a remote job. I wanted to not work as long as I was working. So I had to do all of that. I've been changing my identity as I've been going. You know what I mean? So it has been a process. Like I've been working on my identity change as my desires have been changing. How much time does it take you? It depends. Everything has been different. Like identity change for my SP was very quick because I was sure that I wanted my specific person. Like I was very sure this is the person I want. This is the person I want in my life. And this is the person I want. This is the version of him that I want to align to. So that means I need to change this about me and how I think and how I am and how I act and how I walk and how I talk. And all of this I need to change. So I was willing to do it and I did it really fast, where it only took me 2 weeks and a half to manifest my specific person back. Now with money, it was it was a bit more difficult. With money and debt probably took me that to be that identity that was debt free. It took me a few months. Same thing with my remote job. When I got my remote job, it took me about 2 months. And then for me to leave my job and be able to only work 20 hours a week instead of 60 hours a week and make the same or more, it took me about 3 months to be in that new identity. How do you know that identity has been changed? You just feel at peace. You just feel very confident that you're her. There's nothing that can shake you or nothing that anyone can tell you that will make you feel like you're not her or that person or that new identity. You just know. You're like, I'm that person and you don't care what anyone else is telling you. Like everything else out there feels fake. Instead of your new story doesn't feel fake anymore. It's everything out there, everything outside that you see that's different from your story, that feels fake. And then you know that new identity has already set in. Because everything else out there that doesn't match your new story feels fake. And and it makes it feel and you feel like everything outside that doesn't have anything to do with what you desire feels silly, feels stupid. Because now that I'm like manifesting a certain amount of income, hello, somebody's on here. Hello.
Hello, hi, Melly.
Hi.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you this question that how did you change your identity? Do we need to do some identity affirmations or to manifest SP or money or being debt free?
Step by step, what I did was that I started to write down. I first wrote what is it that I was trying to achieve, right? Like when it came to my specific person, I started to write down everything that I hated about my specific person, everything I disliked about him that I was very stuck on, that old story that I was stuck on. And I tell you, it was like 6 pages worth of things. Then I also started to write things that I disliked about myself that I didn't want to bring into that new reality or that new identity. Things that maybe if I was jealous, if I was clingy, if I was whatever I didn't want to be anymore, I wrote all of that down because it's not just about your specific person, it's about who you're being that is actually a lot that's making you align to that version that you dislike. So like nothing is happening by chance. Everything is a frequency and everything is in alignment to each other. So I wrote down about 5 pages as well of things that I disliked about myself and just started to go to town on all of those things and write everything down. Then after I wrote down everything I dislike, because that's your map, whatever you dislike, it's what you want to change. So after that, I had to write down things that I wanted to now be, the identity that I wanted to be. And so it means like, how do I view myself? How do I view myself? How do I need to act? How do I need to think? And how do I in the way that how do I think that other people view me? Because those assumptions matters. If I'm thinking that, oh, my SP doesn't like that I'm clingy, or my SP doesn't like that I text too much, those assumptions are what are aligning me to a version of him that doesn't like those things because I'm the one assuming them.
Yeah.
So I have to be clear, who do I want to be? If I want to be clingy and I want to be type
Mhm.
of person that texts all the time, then I need to assume that I love that about myself. I love that I'm always checking up on my SP and he loves it too. So all of that requires time because that took me about just to figure out all the shit that I disliked and all the shit that I disliked about myself. Took me just a whole week just to do all of that, to lay it out, to lay out who the new me was going to be. Once I decided a new me and I wrote down all the new experiences that I was having as the new version of me and how I needed to think, how I needed to assume, how I needed to act, then I had to put it into practice. Okay, how am I acting right now that is not in alignment to that? If I was like checking his whatever, well, he didn't have social media, but was I checking or trying to find out what he was doing? Was I like worried? All of that I needed to change. Those are actions that are not in alignment with the new identity of you. Then I also needed to check how I was thinking. Am I thinking in the version of me and the identity of me who already has what she wants? The answer was no, then I needed to change those things. And then from there, I started to practice it. The strict mental diet comes through when you start to think and act like the version of you that already has it. So every time he will pop up into my mind, I would need to ask myself, am I thinking as a new version of me who already has it, or am I thinking as the old version? And then I will flip it to questions or thoughts that align to the new story, pretty much. And that took me two
Mhm.
weeks and a half when because I was very strict with myself. I was also making
Yeah.
sure that I was relaxed most of the time. So I was during the day, I was very focused on what I was doing. I was very focused in work back then. I was very focused in what I was doing, not like obsessing over what else I needed to do. I didn't even do much. I didn't even affirm. Like I affirmed maybe 10 minutes at night, and that's all I did because I already knew what my new story was. Had already written it down, and I know my subconscious. All I needed to do was just keep telling myself that new story whenever he popped up in my head. And then the rest of the day, all I had to do was be present.
Okay, so I was manifesting my ex and then I stopped because I think I lost feelings for him. It's not that I lost feelings for him, but I liked someone else now. And he seemed like a really nice man, but I know him from past 7 years. But I have this assumption that he's just interested in physical relationship with me and not in a real relationship. But I want to marry this guy. So how do I change this belief completely? I'm currently in no contact with him because I've
Well,
blocked him.
that's what you're saying
So
is what you want, right?
yeah, sorry.
So what do you want? What do you want to experience?
I want to be married to him.
Okay, so you want marriage. What do you need
Yeah.
to think in order? What do you need to assume? And what should be your new story in order for you to write down everything you dislike about him that's making you think he doesn't want to be with you? Write every single thing down. He's flaky. He doesn't pay attention to me. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. But you also have
Okay.
to think that you have a lot of shit that's going on wrong in your life because that's how you're assuming. What's wrong with I keep assuming people don't want me. I keep assuming people only want to have sex with me and not be serious with me.
Mm,
All of those things
mm,
you need to change. You can't think like that
mm-hmm,
anymore. You
mm-hmm.
can't keep thinking people just want to use me. Oh, this guy just sees me because I'm pretty and then he just wants to screw me and that's it. No, because
Yeah.
if you keep thinking that, then why it's like all of this is common sense, right? It's not rocket science. You have to think about it like, I'm thinking this, it's obvious that I'm going to get this. Sure, thinking that someone loves you for you and they want to be committed to you feels fake and it's going to feel fake. The very
Mm-hmm.
first 2 weeks, I keep telling you guys that it takes time and some of these things might take even longer, but it takes
Yeah.
at least 2 weeks to start getting that normalizing that new story where, hey, people you don't even have to say him. You can say any man I meet loves to be committed to me. Any man I meet, I see proof that they want to be with me, for my heart, because they love me so much. They think I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Every man I
Mm-hmm.
meet is a high quality value man.
So I
Every
don't
man
even
I
have to take
meet,
his name.
you don't even have to because it's your identity change. You got to think
Mm-hmm.
about it as a whole.
Yeah.
I am the type of person who's worthy of commitment because that is just who I am. I see
Yeah.
myself as a person who is worthy of commitment. I see myself as someone who is always prioritized, and I see proof of that. I see proof that I am prioritized. And this is not something you need to affirm the whole time. It's just that
Actually, I
when,
affirm this affirmation. I see proof, and I literally saw proof of I was affirming for something, and it's a magical affirmation.
yeah, I see proof will show you proof. That's why it's so good. And
Yeah.
then if you want to take it a step further, make it a question, because your subconscious cannot
Mm-hmm.
contradict questions. So you can say, why do I see proof that he's so in love with me and I am the person he wants to commit to?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I see proof
Yeah.
that he wants to be with me? He wants to get married with me. Why do I see proof of that? Like when you start doing
Yeah.
questions, it will your subconscious can't argue with that. That's why questions are so powerful. In people use the questions in the wrong way. They use like, why isn't it working? Why are things taking forever? People use the questions wrong.
And the subconscious gives the answer for that by
Yeah,
showing it
it
to me
gives you answer
clearly.
like, why isn't it working out for me?
Yeah.
Sure, let me show
Yeah,
you it's not
exactly. Yeah.
working.
And if I would, why is there a proof? And then the subconscious will show me the proof.
Exactly. Exactly. So you have to be like, why do I see proof he wants to marry me all of a sudden? Like, why do I see proof that he's so in love with me and that he doesn't see anyone else? Why do I see proof he's so faithful and loyal to
Mm-hmm.
me that he can't even see any other women? Why do I see proof he's disgusted by other women
Mm-hmm.
and that I'm the one he wants? Like you need to start changing your assumptions. It's you.
Yeah.
It's not him. He's giving you the version that you keep asking for.
True. And he did chase me, but I just believed that he's chasing me for that, and it turned out to be that. So
There you
yeah,
go. But that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Why are you
yeah,
surprised?
exactly.
Why are you surprised? You're a powerful manifester. Why are you surprised that he did that when that's your assumption and your belief?
Yeah.
So you need to
Mm-hmm.
change. If you want to see the better version of him and align to a better version of him, you need to change. You need to change that assumption. You need to change who you think you are. You need to stop thinking that people only want you for sex. You need to see the value in yourself, because you thinking that people only want you for sex is because you don't see yourself as valuable in any other way. And that's a problem.
True.
That's a problem. You got to ask yourself, how can I see myself as more valuable? I'm smart. I'm an intelligent woman. I'm independent. I make my own money. I put a lot of effort in a relationship, so I'm a great girlfriend. I would be a great wife because of this. You have to start putting value in yourself.
Yeah.
Start writing down all of the things that make you valuable, that you see yourself as valuable. You're not just someone there to open your legs, and that's the only reason why people want you. It's just that's how you see yourself, which is wrong.
Yeah, but I know it's not even a thing in manifestation, but sometimes you feel that this person is out of your league and he would never commit to you. So I get that feeling. Yeah,
Then you see the
exactly.
problem.
Yeah,
What?
actually,
Okay,
yeah.
he's on the pedestal. You think he's better than you. You think you don't bring anything to the table except for what you have in between your legs.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, and so change it. Change it. You're the one that needs to change all of those assumptions and that belief. That's something about you where you need to get clear and be like, okay, what's in between my legs, yes, it's magical and it's divine, and of course he loves it, but he also loves other things about me. He loves how much peace I bring him, because no other woman brings him peace like I do. He loves that I bring him energy. He loves my energy. He loves how energized I make him. Every time he's with me, he feels so happy, and like it recharges him. He feels like without me he's not complete. He feels complete with me, and he feels like he can talk to me about anything. He feels I'm the most trustworthy person. He feels so safe with me. He feels so safe with me that any other woman that talks to him, he just thinks every time he talks to another woman, it just makes him realize how much he wants me even more.
These affirmations are
Because
really good. I
I
can
am
actually feel a shift in me right now when you were saying these things.
exactly,
Yeah,
because that's what I'm saying. Because you need start seeing yourself in that way.
yeah,
Why? Because I am a great woman. Do this. I will be a great
yeah,
mother to
yeah.
his children. Why? Because I'm a good mother. Because I know how to do all of this. I am very worthy of this. I know I am worthy of all of these elevated to the 10th or the 100th level. But you need to start believing that you're that new identity too. You need to
Yeah.
change that identity of you thinking that you're
Because
lesser than.
yeah, because I was when I was affirming I'm happily blissfully married to him was not it was not wasn't sounding very convincing to me. So right now the
Well,
affirmations,
the
the
reason
identity
why
affirmations which
it
you
might
said,
not
it
sound
just clicked.
The reason why it might not sound like convincing to you is because you haven't really given it meaning. And you
Ye-
know how I always talk to you guys about giving that
Yeah,
affirmation meaning.
correct.
Under that affirmation of I am married or I am blissfully married, you have to detail your new identity,
Yeah.
and you have to detail the version that you experience of him. When you do that, that affirmation
Hmm.
is going to feel different.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Because if you start to write,
This was like
yeah, if you
really
start to write down,
changed. I right now when you said that I am that woman who is worthy of lifetime love and commitment and all of those things, and I actually felt that okay, these are the reasons why he would like to marry me. But when I was just saying I'm blissfully married to him, my mind was like, where is he now? Why would he marry you?
yeah, no, that's the problem usually when you just say, and that's the problem with, I always talk to you guys about
Hmm.
that, like copying affirmations out of
Hmm.
nowhere. When they don't have any meaning, they feel like nothing.
Nothing.
They truly feel like nothing.
Hmm.
And yet, it's okay if it feels fake for about 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
I always talk about this.
Yeah.
If it feels fake for more than 2 weeks, that's a problem. And that means you haven't given that
Hmm.
affirmation a meaning. So when you talk about, I am blissfully married to this person, that entails a lot of things.
Hmm.
That entails a lot of things. It entails you feeling worthy, you feeling safe in that relationship, that man making you feel like you're the most loved person in this universe, that man looking at you like you, oh my God, there's a puppy. Oh my gosh, poor puppy. Sorry, I just saw a puppy on the street. Oh my gosh, poor puppy. No, I wish I could stop, but I can't stop up in the freeway. Poor puppy. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, you have to tell yourself, like, okay, if I'm in this relationship and if I'm blissfully married, how would that me feel, think, and act? And you start to think, that man would make me feel like I'm the most beautiful woman in the
Hmm.
world.
I feel the
That man
same.
would make me feel like I'm the, yes, all of that matters. When you start giving yourself that meaning, that's where the shift comes from.
Yeah.
Because if you just say I'm blissfully married without giving it any meaning, your subconscious is okay. What the fuck? You've never felt that before. What are we talking about here? Your subconscious is there scratching its head and trying to figure out what does blissfully married mean.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make those identity affirmations today. Like why am I
Yeah.
happily married to
Yeah.
him?
Yes. Why? Yeah. What do you experience as being married to him? Like, how does he make you feel? How do you think while you're married? I think that I'm blissfully married. I feel safe. He makes me feel safe. He makes me feel like sure
Mhm.
that we're together. He makes me feel sure of ourselves. He makes me feel confident, like a confident woman. I feel like a confident woman. And then you have to start asking yourself, is there any time of the day where I'm not feeling confident? And what am I doing or acting like that's against that new identity? I check his Instagram to see if he's flirting with another woman. That's
Problem
against the new
is that
identity.
I don't know anything about him. I just know his name and I know where he works. Like he has his own business. I know where he lives, but he's not on Instagram. Even I'm not on Instagram. But
Okay,
yeah,
perfect. Good.
I don't know anything about him. I don't even know if he's mad. But I
Well,
don't even
well,
shouldn't even
but
think that.
you see what you keep saying? I don't know anything about him. Yes, you do. It's whatever you
Yeah,
assume.
exactly. So
It's whatever I assume.
mhm,
So he's a wonderful man.
yeah.
He's a wonderful man who's so in love with me and shows me proof of
Mm.
that. He's a wonderful man who has nothing to hide, who is not private, who is very emotionally intelligent, very emotionally stable. He's a man that I can trust. That's how you have to think of him. Yes, you do know how he is because you're picking that version.
Yeah. I feel like so charged up right now after talking to you. I was wondering that why this affirmation is not working. Now I actually got the answer.
Oh, good.
Thank
I'm
you so
glad.
much.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
did.
I'm
You're
glad that I
welcome.
joined this voice no chat.
I'm glad too.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank
joining.
you.
If anyone else wants to jump in, you guys can jump in too. Okay, you guys. Anyone else have any other questions or anything? Oh, wait, hold on. Dia does have a question. She says, in a third party situation, I always reach out mostly. He replies, but acts cold sometimes. Isn't happy with 3P, but still won't leave her. 3P has been my issue always in this relationship. How do you suggest people work on their self concept? I really feel that to create a new story, working in our SC is so essential and non negotiable. It creates new thought patterns, right? Unless I believe I'm loved, worthy, whatever be it, I can believe he's willing to do anything for me. Dylan James is really good. Thank you for your response. Okay, it's the same thing that I was telling the person that joined us right now in the voice thing. It's about creating that new identity for yourself. So if you want to feel worthy of love, if you want to feel safe in a relationship, you have to define what that is. If I am safe in a relationship and I feel worthy of a relationship, how would I think? And how is it that I'm thinking right now? You're going to realize that the thoughts you have right now don't align with that new identity because you're constantly here's an example. Let's say my new identity, I want to feel worthy, prioritized, and I want to feel loved. So how would the new me think? She would think that she is priority in everyone's life. She thinks she is safe in a loving relationship. So examples of me realizing that I'm not aligning to that identity. That during the day, I'm probably thinking, like, oh, my SP must not love me because he doesn't text me. That's already out of alignment. My SP probably doesn't love me. He's such a player because he won't leave the third party, but he still wants to mess around with me. That's already out of alignment. Let me go look at his Instagram so I can see if he's still with 3P or he's showing that he's happy with 3P. Then that means that maybe he doesn't want to be with me and maybe I'm just not worthy of his love. And maybe I need to do something else. Maybe I need to affirm more for him or for myself in order for him to love me more. That's already out of alignment of your new identity. All of those things keep you out of alignment. So you have to first understand what puts me in alignment and what am I doing that's keeping me out of alignment to that new identity. When you realize that and you stop acting like the person who doesn't have it, and when you stop thinking like the person who doesn't have it, that's the state. You will be a state. Okay, guys, any other questions? Okay, I got it. Thank you. Perfect. Good. I'm glad. Okay, says I wrote my limiting beliefs on a page, and on another page, I wrote what I want and just gave it reason, meaning, and what I want to change. But it's literally big paragraphs. Any tips on how to create customized affirmations? I have there's a blanket post, like a blanket affirmation post that I made. That one's free. I do have a blanket affirmation guide, but that one does cost money because it took me a long time to make. But you can follow like the blanket affirmation post where it's pretty much that. You just write an affirmation that is your main affirmation and under it you write down all of that. And so your subconscious is smart enough to know that when you affirm for that one affirmation, it means everything else that you wrote down, all of those paragraphs. So it means that you don't have to affirm all of it, all of the paragraphs. It's just you tell your subconscious, when I affirm this one sentence or this one thing, I'm talking about everything under that I wrote under. And your subconscious understands. I never affirmed like a lot of affirmations. It was just one. I had like probably 8 blanket affirmations when I first started because I wanted to impress that mental diet was easy for me and that manifestation was easy for me. So I had to write down like everything that I meant and that I experienced with that affirmation. And then I wrote one for my specific person and another one for something for my self concept, I think. But I wrote all of that down and everything I wanted to experience, and it worked. I did get to experience every single thing I wrote down pretty much. Okay, let's see. Guys, I am manifesting a good financial job in some days. I feel already everything is working out, but I can't wait. I need to enjoy life. I need a job. The thing is you can enjoy life right now in the best way possible that you can without the job. So you have to right now enjoy your life without the job itself because that's what the new identity of you would be doing regardless. So you have to act and think like you already have that job. And in order to do that, you still need to live your life. So, yeah, maybe you're not going to be traveling right now or having the money to do certain things because you need the job. but you can definitely do certain things for free right now in order to enjoy your current life and be grateful for what you have right now. And that's going to put you in the state of already having. Of course, like maybe an example, you could go to the park or walk around the park and start to think of yourself, man, I love my new job. My new job is so cool. I love to wake up because I love going to my new job. Man, I'm making so much money with my why am I making so much money with my new job? And my new job pays why does my new job pay me so well? And you could go to the park and you're living your life and doing that, and then you go about be present in everything else. Maybe you help your mom or someone cook, and while you're cooking you're like, oh, this is so great. I love my life right now because I have a great life. Everything's feeling so good. I feel so good. Do anything you can during the day to make yourself feel good, to do things that you like, to do things that keep you present in the moment. And if the subject shows up of like, "Fuck, I don't have a job yet, nobody has called me," then you stick to the new story at that point. Then you're like, why did I get the job that I always dreamed of? Why do I have the job that I love? Make sure you're clear too. That's again, if you're going to affirm that you love your job, you need to at least write down why you love your job. You have to at least get clear on that. Why do you love your job? They pay me X amount of money or more. The environment that I work in is really cool. I love working there. I love waking up to work, all of that. So get clear on the type of experience you want to have when you while you have that job, and then do things right now in your current 3D that keep you calm, that keep you relaxed, that you like to do. If you like to cook, if you like to paint, if you like to play video games, do stuff that make you feel calm and that make you feel not stressed. Because if you had the job, you would be feeling calm. You would be feeling like, okay, everything's settled, everything's good. One second. Yes, thank you, Melly. Love your voice. Even with my specific person who is a director in the company, the one got fired, the one who got fired from, I am manifesting a relationship with him. Okay, perfect. Then again, same thing that I mentioned. Write down what experiences you want to have with him. How is he as a person? How are you? Who's the new identity of you that's in a relationship with him? Just write all of that down. Get clear and then enjoy your life as best as you can. I know you're probably not going to be able to do things that you want to do if you had a job and if you had money, but you can still enjoy your life as it is without having that much money. You can still do stuff that makes you feel fulfilled without having that much money. We can all do that right now. You know what I mean? And thank you. I'm glad you like my voice. Okay. Anyone else have any other questions? And yes, you can get it all. You can have that dream job that you want. Just get clear on what that job is. You don't have to be clear on it has to be this company and this. No, but at least like here are things that I would do if I was manifesting a job and I didn't know exactly what I wanted. At least I would write down the work environment that I wanted to have, the hours that I wanted to work, and about how much money I wanted to make. Like I would always say this or more, and how I wanted my boss to be with me, how I want my work coworkers to see me as. So I would shift my identity to that. Okay. So if I want my coworkers to see me as like the best coworker ever, then I will have to start thinking like I am like a great coworker. People love working with me. People love the type of work that I do. They admire me. So those are the things I will need to start shifting to think and to act. You know what I mean? I have attracted fake people in the past. So when I am talking to someone new, I start to think, what if he is fake too? Then you're going to get that. If you don't change, nothing's going to change. You're the one that's assuming, what if this person's fake? Oh, yeah, let me show you more proof of that. So you're the one that needs to change, and you're the one that needs to say, I only meet amazing people. I only meet people that admire me, that respect me. I only meet amazing people. Period. That's it. It's that easy. Listening to a self-made tape overnight is okay, right? Does it cause anxiety? I've never felt anxiety with stuff like that. I heard some people do. I have heard some people do, but I feel like it's because your old you doesn't want to die. And so what the tape is doing is it's killing the old you and putting in the new you in. So the old you is always going to want to fight you to stay. Yeah, but that's a good thing. All beliefs need to surface. Why do you want them keep inside? Why do you want to keep them there so they can keep sabotaging you? It's good that limiting beliefs are showing up. It's a good thing you have triggers because it's showing you those limiting beliefs. Like, why would you not want them to resurface? Why would you not want to get them out of you, out of your system? Like, why wouldn't you want them outside of you? Like, why wouldn't you want them out, up and out so you can realize what you need to let go of? I want a friend like you who knows of LOA. Aw, I'm here for you guys a few days a week. A few days a week. I try to do these lives as much as I can. So just stay tuned and make sure you guys have the notifications for Discord for my channel. So that way when I put out everyone, you guys can see when I'm on. But yes, manifest a friend that knows LOA. I love that all of my friends love listening. All of my friends love listening to me talk about LOA because all of my friends love to hear it, or they're like always, "Oh, come have dinner with us so you can talk to us about LOA." So I love having friends that love hearing about LOA. Even my family, I think I manifested my family changing to that too because all of my family now they're into LOA. Like my uncles, my cousins, they love hearing me talk about LOA, which is really cool. No, seriously, even in my 3D reality, I need good women friendships who know about all of this stuff and not fear-based insecure friendships. Agree. I agree. I love having confident people around me. I love when like people match my frequency of being very positive. I used to have very negative friendships too. Like I used to have people that would just be complaining about life, and now like I'm surrounded mostly by people that are very positive, that are very like life is great, life is good, like we can make it happen. And I think as you're changing your identity and as you're changing your frequency, a lot of people are going to start matching that to you. Where are you from, Melly? I was born in El Salvador, but when I was 2, my parents moved to New York because my dad had a citizenship, so he moved to New York because back then El Salvador wasn't that great and you couldn't make as much money. So my parents moved us to New York when I was around 2. I stayed in New York till I was like 15. Then we moved back to El Salvador once my dad had enough money to create a business in El Salvador. And we lived in El Salvador for about 6 years. It was like the best 6 years of my life. I honestly loved El Salvador. I like New York too. Don't get me wrong, New York was pretty fun back when I was a kid, but I loved El Salvador so much. And things happened with my family and my parents. My dad was a serial cheater. So I think that's where I had my trauma about cheating and being very a psycho jealous bitch because of my dad. I had to let go of a lot of limiting beliefs that had to do with that. But my dad just wouldn't stop cheating. So I ended up telling my mom to leave my dad because I could see my mom deteriorating or becoming like a shell of herself, like just someone that didn't think she was worthy of anything. And I hated seeing that. And then that also caused me to not want marriage. And that also caused me to see marriage like as a like I have a huge limiting belief with marriage that I haven't consciously worked on changing yet. And that's why I had an identity and a very masculine energy about relationships where I was like, no, I just want money. I just want finances. I want to be independent. I want to have my own money and I don't want to depend on any man. And I want to be wealthy on my own. So I became like very masculine energy towards that because of everything that I would see with my parents. And I told my mom to leave my dad. I was the one who told her, like, I want you to be happy. Like, I felt like my mom would have, if she would have continued being with my dad, I felt like she would eventually let herself die because I saw her die little by little. I saw her identity crash so hard when she found out that my dad kept cheating on her. And I saw her, like, how every little piece of her that made her who she was, that made her vibrant, that made her like the woman that I knew. die because of cheating. And so I told my mom, I was like, just leave him. Leave him. You have hands, you have feet, you can work. Go work, make your own money, and leave him. I told her to leave my dad. I told her to leave my dad. I just didn't want to see her die. And I think cheating kills you. I think when you love someone and you just want to be there for them and they're constantly cheating on you, making you feel like shit. And that's what I saw with my dad and my mom. I knew she was on the verge of dying. I knew it. Like I could see her. I could see her psyche breaking. I could feel it. And so I told her, I'm like, leave him. Leave him. You don't need him. You don't need him. You don't need him to make you feel like shit all the time. You don't need him to make you feel little. You don't need him to make you feel like you're not worthy. Because she had her flaws as a wife, of course. Like everybody has their flaws, but she never cheated on him. She was the perfect wife in the sense that she would cook, she would have meals ready for him. She would prepare everything for him. She cleaned, she cooked. She was like the epitome of a perfect fucking wife. And that was still not enough for him. He still needed to go out and cheat. He still needed to go out and open other women's legs. So I was like, you don't need that, mom. You don't need that. You deserve so much better than my dad. And I love my dad. As a dad, he was a great dad. He loved me. He loved me. He did show me self-respect. He did show me dignity. So I love my dad as a dad. He was just a shitty husband. So she was just a shitty husband. He was a very shitty husband. So it took me a while after I learned about the law of assumption to change my mom's mindset, but I changed her mindset. She feels so worthy now. You should see her. Like she is not who she used to be. She's so fucking powerful now. She's very powerful. She helps people in Spanish too. She helps like our family members. She helps people around her, telling them how she changed, changed her self concept, how she feels worthy now, how she feels loved. And my stepdad adores her. My stepdad worships the ground she walks on. And even if he didn't, my mom is so strong now that she just doesn't. I don't need a man to tell me what I'm worth or to validate me. She doesn't need my stepdad to validate her, but he still does. But yeah, my mom, she's completely different now. It took me a bit to get her out of her feeling like she was not worthy or like she was not loved or she was not worthy of certain things. Like now she's completely different. Damn, you are such a powerful girl who wants everyone to be strong in their power. Proud of you. Aw, thank you. I've been through a lot, you guys. Like trust me, like when I was going through all of that with my parents, I was in a huge depression, anxiety. I felt that life wasn't really worth living. I felt, fuck, if my dad is the one who's doing this, what can I got? What will my belief was like, if my dad who loves me is doing this to us, what will a guy that I fall in love with will do? That's why I was always afraid of love. I never felt safe in a relationship, which caused me to get cheated on all the time. I was cheated on by every single boyfriend I had. Oh, and I was cheated on with a girl with the same name. All the time. Every time I would get cheated on, the girl would have the same name. That's how fucking powerful my mindset was in the wrong way. Yeah, I manifested being cheated on every fucking time. It was because of I could never feel safe after seeing what my dad did to my mom. And actually every man in my family have been cheaters. Like it was something that was very traumatic for me growing up. Let's see, getting cheated on makes us feel unworthy. How to come back from it? You have to start to realize that your worth doesn't come from someone at all, because your worth doesn't come from anyone but yourself. You're worthy just for being born, and you're worthy by the fact that God made you and that decided to put you on this earth. And once you start to disassociate that someone cheated on you makes you worthy or unworthy, and once you stop seeking for the validation from that partner or that person that did that to you, you're going to notice that you start to feel worthy just on your own, that you start feeling like you deserve the best. Because once you start to put your self-worth and your validation on a person and you want them to make you happy instead of you seeking your own happiness, then then you leave all of your power to them and they have the power over you. And then the thing is that it could be this person, the next person, and the next person. So it's a never ending cycle until you put the power back on yourself and you start to realize, I am worthy, I am loved, I am safe, regardless of who I'm with and who I'm not with. Regardless if this person is in my life or is not in my life, I have the right to be happy. I have the right to feel fulfilled. I have the right to feel worthy, and I have the right to feel loved and safe with or without this person. And then the problem with most people is that they attach their self-worth and they attach their value, they attach their self-validation to one person, and that person has all the power over them. I have legit manifested all SPs that I ever wanted, plus more, but there is this one dude I feel I'm unable to manifest him. Even if he comes around at times, it's not really like the way I wanted him to be like. I really wonder what I am doing wrong. You're already pedestalizing him. You have him on the pedestal. You think he's better than you. That's why. All right, guys, I am about to head out because I already got to where I needed to get. So I'll do another live session this week. Just stay tuned. I will post this session because the session was really good. Thank you to the person who joined us. I will post the session on YouTube today. Take care, guys. Bye.